ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Skycast for episode pretty much 2 of the NBA trade deadline. Like I said, it's February 10th. So, last video we talked about the Eastern Conference, and this episode we will be talking about the Western Conference. So, before we get into all that, like I said, welcome back to the Skycast. You guys ain't heard this much from me since season 1. I'm sorry about that. I had that leave of absence. I'm back now. Your boy got you. Chase is here. He's on the case. So before we get in this video, like I said again, like, comment, subscribe. It really helps out the channel a lot, and turn on notifications because you will not want to miss any uploads 2022. I promise you. So let's dive in this video so we can get you guys out on time as usual. So let's get into this class right quick. So talking about the Western Conference, let's start with the Los Angeles Clippers. Right now, Kawhi and Paul George both being hurt. They are right now looking to get off of Serge Ibaka's contract. Marcus Morris Sr. and Eric Bledsoe. I didn't really see the point of them bringing on Eric Bledsoe when they really need more of a scoring playmaking kind of guard. He's more of just a slashing sort of playmaking guard. This stage of his career, I think he really played his best basketball in Milwaukee in earlier days in Phoenix. So I think also I think Justice Winslow is obviously the Clippers spent a lot of time trying to chase the Los Angeles Lakers, and some of the moves they made, like giving out the first round for Morris and stuff, it hasn't really paying out to his truest potential. So that's kind of what's on the board for the Clippers. Utah Jazz, unfortunately, with Joe Ingles potentially suffering a torn ACL, they are looking at wings as Rocco, we'll call him Rocco, Robert Covington from Portland, potentially Harrison Barnes from the Sacramento Kings, Eric Gordon from the Rockets. I think it's also to the Jazz, and there's one more player. Josh Okie from the Minnesota Timberwolves. So that's kind of on the news for the Utah Jazz. Also, that's on the rise. Potentially, Donovan Mitchell, Spidey Wong is going to want out. The Jazz have been a very good team. They're a solid three-point shooting team the last few years. A solid overall team. Quentin Snyder, very good, coach. I definitely think Mitchell probably will leave to go to a bigger market. Unfortunately, at some point, if they don't have more playoff success, they've been more second round kind of. Really haven't. Last year, they blew 25-point lead to go to the Western Conference Finals. So it's a little bit of animosity there. Also, let's talk about now. Let's go down to the Valley Phoenix Suns. Pretty stacked team. If anything, they'll be looking to try to just add some more depth potentially, especially maybe with the big position, kind of play a little 5 out. Maybe that's probably all they're looking at right now for sure. Let's talk about the Houston Rockets. That's an interesting position. A lot of people are available for them. John Wall, Eric Gordon, Christian Wood. You don't want to see Christian Wood going into certain places being like a sharp rim. He's a great asset to have. Can defend, like I said, can stretch the floor. Very talented. They're really looking to rebuild down there in Houston. Obviously, Eric Gordon's been linked to a lot of places. He's shooting really well this year. Eric Gordon's always been a pretty good shooter throughout most of his career, and he's would be a great asset on a contending team. That is for sure. And John Wall, as you're getting off that contract, because he's not really taking the rebuilding role as the backup point guard really well. So this is where the Lakers playing, because they could trade Russell for John Wall, because they pretty much make the same amount of money. They could throw in, I think they want a first round pick also. But if I'm Rob, I talked to Houston about getting both Eric and John Wall, and if I have to give up obviously Russell, THT in the pick, that's a great trade, because THT unfortunately this season hasn't really taken that second leap. So right now his trade value is marginal, and unfortunately for the Lakers, a lot of their trade pieces are either marginal or they have no market. And so that's kind of the Lakers situation. Like I talked about in the previous episode, they can I think the best trade for them salvage their season is probably try to call New York, ask for Kemba, ask for Evan Fournier, ask for Alec Burks. And people say, well, they can't play defense. It will help out with shooting when he's shooting bad. Alec Burks, so he's been up and down his career, but he's more now of a two-way player. I think Vogel will really like him. He can play backup or start for Avery. I feel like that's a good trade. Also, Lakers have been linked to potentially Kendrick Williams from OKC. He is a 3-4 high energy hustle guy. Can shoot the ball from distance. So the Lakers are actually lacking a lot of hustle and energy on the defensive end for sure. So management would probably look at him because he's young. And so I think the Lakers management is trying to play devil advocates with these they're really not trying to give up their 2027 picks, because just their later picks of Joe, because I think LeBron, AD, some of these other guys will be off the books potentially by then. So they're kind of playing around, trying to see, what should we do here? How long should we really stay in the championship or bust kind of mode? I think as long as you have LeBron and you have AD, or you have LeBron, it's kind of what you signed up for. Excuse me. So the Lakers, also Terrence Ross. Like I said, I don't think he doesn't help. He helps with the wing situation, but he doesn't really in the scoring. But yeah, if they talk to Orlando, I'll try to get him, Bamba, and Gary Harris, because they want to get off all those contracts, and Gary Harris will probably be a buyout candidate, which I don't know why he's still young. I know he's had some up and downs in Denver. He's really just like a corner shooter at best, and a defender right now. But it's a lot of teams still use the Gary Harris, and put him in positions where he can showcase those two skill sets, shooting and defense. He would also help out the Lakers, not only youth wise, but also defensively and perimeter wise as well. But I still think, like I said, that next year will probably be the best bet for Lakers, because they have a lot of holes. They also need a big, so they also need to not only worry about the trade deadline, but the buyout market. But also the problem with the Lakers, they're not winning any games. So they're coming up about 30 losses, right on a 24, 27, something like that. It's not good. So they got a lot of work to do. Sacramento Kings can get in the mix. They got a lot of people, pretty much everyone except for like Halliburton, Davion Mitchell on the board for trade as well. They've been trying to get rid of Buddy Hield. He really doesn't have a market, so the Lakers potentially do what they should have did kind of last summer, go to Buddy Hield route this summer. I mean, not this summer, this trade deadline. It's going to be kind of tough, though, because it's like, hey, Sacramento, we had a deal done with you guys last year, but we, kind of backed out then. But is that deal still on the table? I don't know how that's going to go. Like I said, Harrison Barnes is also on the table. De'Aaron Fox, Bagley, I think it's on the table. They want to trade those pieces to Philly, but if I'm Philly, I'm not taking that deal. I can't trade Tobias and Simmons, pretty much like two all-stars for maybe an all-star and De'Aaron Fox. No, I don't think that makes a lot of sense. If anything, you would rather trade those pieces. If you have to sell low, you sell them. You should get them to Indiana or something, or like I talked to the previous video, Atlanta. But in the Western Conference, it's kind of that's kind of it really on the Western Conference. Also Portland is like I said, Robert Covington's on the shopping block, probably well as Nurkic. They're really buying this youth movement with Simmons, Simons, CJ, Nazir Little, Larry Nance. So the West, the top of the West, like I said, is pretty consistent. There's minor moves. Golden State's gonna be pretty much stand pack. Suns, like I said, Memphis is looking really good, and they're really deep as well. So I think teams are at the West top four is kind of standing pack. That's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, for the second video of the NBA trade deadline, the Western Conference. We'll be doing a lot more updates as some new information comes out, not just trade deadline, but NBA in general. So hope you guys enjoy these videos. Once again, this has been your boy Chase. Thank you for coming to the Skycast for all your information, all your news relating sports, esports, and trends. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Check out the links below. Have a great day, everyone. Peace.